Revenge is supposed to make you feel better. That's what we tell ourselves. But history is full of people who took revenge so far, so methodically, so completely that it stopped being justice and became something much darker. These aren't stories about getting even. These are stories about what happens when getting even isn't enough. Let's start with one that genuinely disturbed even her own era. Wu Zetian is one of the most brilliant political minds in Chinese history, the only woman to ever rule China as emperor in her own name. But before she got there, she had a score to settle when Emperor Gaozong's first wife and his favorite concubine tried to have Wu removed from the palace, and at one point allegedly killed her infant daughter. To frame her, Wu waited. She was patient in a way that should terrify anyone. When she finally gained power, she didn't just exile them. She had both women's hands and feet cut off and their limbless bodies submerged in wine vats. She reportedly watched. Then she named them the human swine. The part historians always note, she never lost sleep over it. She went on to rule one of the most prosperous periods in Tang Dynasty history. The revenge didn't consume her, it freed her. Most people have heard of Tamerlane in passing. Few people know what he actually did when someone crossed him. When the city of Isfahan revolted against his rule in 1387 and killed some of his tax collectors, Tamerlane's response was so calculated it reads like something out of a nightmare. He didn't just raise the city, he ordered his army to bring him a quota. Every soldier had to return with a specific number of heads. When the killing was done, he stacked them into towers outside the city walls. Historians estimate between 70,000 and 200,000 people died. The towers were built in geometric patterns. He wanted them to be architectural. He wanted future cities to see them from a distance and make a different choice. Here's what makes this stick. It worked. Cities along his route began surrendering without a fight. The towers were the message. Whether Ragnar Lothbrok was fully historical or partly legend, what his sons allegedly did after King Ella of Northumbria killed their father is documented in Norse sagas with enough detail to make you put the book down. They captured Ella, and they performed the Blood Eagle, a ritual execution so brutal that scholars still debate whether it was literally practiced or symbolically recorded. The ribs cracked outward from the spine. The lungs pulled through the back while the victim was still alive. The sons reportedly watched in silence. No celebration, no rage, just cold, complete, absolute closure. That silence is the most disturbing part of the whole story. Every person on this list had a reason. Every single one of them felt completely justified. And that's what makes these stories burrow into your brain and refuse to leave. Because the line between justice and something much darker isn't always as clear as we want it to be. History doesn't judge these people cleanly, and honestly, neither should we. Look, if you made it this far, you already know you're not a casual history fan. You're the person at the table who actually knows what happened. So hit that like button. It genuinely helps more than most people realize. Share this with someone who can handle the real version of history. And subscribe to Historian Henry, because we don't do the sanitized version here. The past is brutal, complicated, and absolutely fascinating, and we've barely scratched the surface.